Hello everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video and happy Saturday to all of you. I hope you're all having a wonderful start to your weekend. Today we are playing MartianBuu's Hadronox Druid. This has to be one of my favourite deck types in all of Hearthstone. This deck has Taunt value in it, it has Deathrattle value in it, it's got armour value, and we have Vargoth, so we have armour value. Now you may look at the structure of this deck and you'll realise it's an off-meta deck, so you may ask the very valid question: is it possible to win games with this deck against the current crop of tier 1 meta decks, particularly hyper-aggressive meta decks that are out there like Questline, Pirate Warrior, Questline Hunter? And the answer is yes, you can win games, but you do need to get quite lucky at times. In particular, you do want Oaken Summons early into Vargoth, and then you want Vargoth to replicate the spell so you get double armor gain and a big taunt on the board. That can give you the foothold that you need in order to progress to victory against a hyper-aggressive opponent. But there's another way forward, and that is if you ramp up early and then start playing your big taunt minions on curve, one turn after another. Some of them will have Deathrattles on them, and your opponent invests their spells and their energy in clearing these minions, and suddenly, because of the ramp, you find yourself with 10 mana available to you. You play N'Zoth the Corruptor, and suddenly you have a big board of minions that your aggressive opponent cannot deal with. And that swings the game into your favour and you win. As you will see in this video, that has been a viable strategy for me. So let's have a look at the deck in action then. And we're going to be starting out against a Hunter.
Let the hunt begin. Nature seeks balance in all things.
Let the hunt begin. So what do we keep? I'm not going to keep any of this. I want Oaken Summons. And we don't get Oaken Summons. Of course. Oh, okay. Ask and you shall receive. I stand corrected. There is Oaken Summons. Now, if my voice is sounding different in any way, it's because I have a new microphone. My Blue Yeti microphone. I have parked to the side. Lasted me 6 years, and I now have a new microphone. A HyperX microphone, to be specific. So I do need to get used to it, need to get used to the settings. So yes, if my voice sounds different, it'll be because of this new microphone. Now this is a Mech Hunter. What a rarity. What an incredible rarity. And I must say, how utterly refreshing. And quite a significant board presence already for them. But look at what I've got in my hand. I've got double Oaken Summons. The game had heard my pleas and my requests for this and thought, okay, let's give him 2 Oaken Summons. Let's give him both of those spells. So we are guaranteed to pull Vargoth from one of these Oaken Summons. But will that be enough? There's a lot of damage on board. Behold indeed. Vargoth on board, a big taunt on board. Things just got interesting. And this is our way back into the game. About 5-10 worth of stats. It's going to absorb a good chunk of damage here. That's 7 damage absorbed. 8 damage absorbed, 10 damage absorbed. Wow. Right then. Well, that 7/7 is going to be tricky. So I'm just going to play Greybough here. No Behold value. So they'll trade the 7/7 in. That weakens it. Will they target Vargoth here? Of course, Vargoth has now got the Greybough effect, or rather, Greybough will summon when Vargoth is killed. So I guess they're going to ignore it. Yeah, they are going to ignore it. They're just going to go all face here. Interesting. So, choices. Choices. We need to kill that. Oh, I'd forgotten. I had forgotten that the Deathrattle on that minion there.
This is not what we stood for.
The Spider Bomb. Deathrattle. Yes, I'd forgotten all about that. Interesting. So that killed our Vargoth, but that's fine. Hello. Please don't kill Greybough. Oh, you're gonna kill it. That's alright. It's done its job. It's absorbed a load of damage. That's fine. It should now be plain sailing from here. Again, we have options and choices here. I guess the priority is just to stop anything from the board connecting with our face. We do have to be wary of the hero power. That is 2 chip damage every turn, potentially. So we're going to need to start armoring up shortly.
Protocol 7.
Oh, that's pretty big. But they can't kill our minion. I do love the design of the Winged Guardian. For 7 mana, it feels pretty fair. Honestly, doesn't feel broken in any sense, but still feels incredibly effective, particularly in situations like this. The reborn effect is pretty useful. Yep. So we can now kill that because of the reborn effect. Very handy.
The circle of life is over.
Now we start with the armor gain. Our opponent is just never going to be able to win this game now. So, what am I hoping for going forward? I am hoping to drag this game out until I get to my Hadronox turn. Although we won't get that far, right? The opponent will just concede. They will just concede, surely. Ooh, double Greybough. And look at the symmetry on this board. It is beautiful. So, concede any moment now. No concede. Interesting. Our opponent wants to play out this game. Well, I will more than happily oblige. So I'm just gonna do nothing for a while. We're in no danger of dying, right? There's no way they kill us. What cards could they play that could kill us from this position? There's nothing, right? surely there is nothing. And so on that basis, I'm just happy to chill. Oh! Wow, this is interesting. Okay, sure. You could keep attacking if you want. Kill another one of my taunts, if you desire. Or maybe you've got another mech in hand and you can magnetize that, make that a bit bigger. Question is, which of my taunts will you target? Oh, yep. Greybough. Ooh. Okay. And for those of you that are watching this and are feeling sorry for my opponent, can I just say, in my defense, this is not BM, I'm giving my opponent every chance to come back into this game. I'm being considerate. I am literally passing my turns. I am being super considerate. And also, I'm just looking to have a little bit of fun here. I am just waiting for my Hadronox, that's all. In the aggressive meta, it is rare that you get an opportunity to pull off a Hadronox turn. So if my opponent is willing to play ball here and carry on, well, I'm going to take full advantage and wait it out until I get my Hadronox. Also gives me an opportunity to see my opponent's full deck, potentially. Play out all of their cards, see if there are any interesting surprises. So yeah, we have valid reasons for continuing on with this game. Maybe our opponent actually thinks they have a chance. Maybe they think there's something wrong with me, that I'm not attacking face and I'm just passing turns. So maybe they think they have a chance to win. They kill minions, but the minions keep coming back. Really having to think about this. Really, really having to think about this. Yep, another trade. Is this the moment where they concede? Oh, bless them. They didn't fit in the hero power. Too much thinking. Too much thinking. Oh, there she is. There's Hadronox. Right, we're just gonna pass. And look, I'm well aware that I'm going to mill a card. And that's part of the fun of this too. What card will I mill? And the great thing about that is it does not matter. Nothing that I mill here is going to have any consequence for me. I have my Hadronox, and that's all that I care about. I'm more curious to see what I will get back from Hadronox. What will she give me? Now, it's worth noting that in this deck there is Spreading Plague, and of course you get the Scarabs from Malfurion, and you could argue, well, you know, is that a good thing here in combination with Hadronox? Hadronox bringing back those Scarab taunts that are a little bit weak. Is that a good thing? Well, in an aggressive meta, if you get a chance to play Hadronox and kill her with Naturalize, actually getting a couple of Scarabs back, well, there's still taunts against an aggressive opponent. That's not a terrible thing. And you're playing, you know, a bunch of other taunts in this deck. So the chances are you'll get a few of those back too. A few of those higher value taunts back, alongside a couple of scarabs. So statistically, I guess it should work out in your favour, is what I'm trying to say. We're still chilling. We're still chilling. I want the opponent to clear up a little bit more of my board before I commit the Hadronox. Alright, N'Zoth gets the Greybough effect. The opponent is still persevering. Wait, they traded. Why? Okay. They are making room on their board. Well, I've made room on my board. Do I want to pop off with Hadronox now? No, I'm just going to chill. A little bit longer. See, I'm going to give my opponent cards here. I'm giving them resources. Let's see what they can put down on this board. Let's see if they can scare me into playing my Hadronox. Oh, Jeeves. It's been a long time since I've played, or since I've seen Jeeves, or played Jeeves. Wow, double Jeeves. Okay, this game just got interesting. Our opponent has card draw now. Oh, double Greybough. Let's make life a little bit easier for my opponent.
I'm out of cards.
We will hurt our own minions, and we will bring ourselves closer to fatigue. See, we are giving our opponent every chance to come back into this game. I am still shocked that they are still playing this game and haven't conceded. But maybe they feel that they have a chance here, because they've got a wide board. Maybe they feel that they can come back into this game. I mean, they've just got to contend with Greybough, who continues to be an annoyance on this board. Oh, sacrificing Jeeves. Interesting ordering. Oh, they've lost their card draw. Oh, look, he's back. Greybough is back. Another roadblock in the way. If anything, this game is an illustration of how you can frustrate aggressive opponents. Yes, I know, this is not Questline Hunter, but it's still an aggressive opponent. And we have frustrated them. And now the game is over, because we've just played Hadronox. 4 Greyboughs on the board. Well, now the game is over. Now they can concede. And the last card is the Faithful Lumi. Okay. We have now seen their entire deck. And we have a full deck list. So if we ever wanted to play their deck, we've got the code. Does their deck play any new cards at all? I'm just glancing at their deck list on the left-hand side. Or is this just completely an old school deck? I think it's completely old school, right? Can't get through these Greyboughs, eh? Right. Let's just end this then. Let's put them out of their misery. Yes, we could have done something like this 10 turns ago, but hey, we had fun, right? So,
Nature seeks balance and all.
it's time for a priest. So, I've been expecting aggro priest, and I'd faced a few aggro priests early in my climb on the ladder, and they all just disappeared. And I was facing... I saw one Reno priest, and then there was Big Priest. I have faced a few Big Priests. I wonder if Big Priest is making a comeback. I hope not. Honestly, I hope not. But if it is Big Priest, we do have Poison Seeds, at least in hand. That's going to be helpful. Unfortunately, our Oaken Summons won't pull Vargoth, because Vargoth is in our hand. But that's okay. Oh, it's the Boar Priest. Oh dear lord, I've been seeing a couple of these too. Huh. Well, just gonna ramp into big stuff, hopefully. Maybe we can just overwhelm them early on with big taunts, big minions. And then just win from there. That's the plan. The question is, how quickly can they kill off these boars? How quickly can they resurrect them? Okay, by the looks of things, pretty quickly. That's unfortunate. How viable is this deck? Boar Priest, honestly. Because if you can do the resurrecting quickly enough, then surely you just win the game, right? Because it's just 7 boars that have to die. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Vargoth Wildgrowth I was pondering for the ramp value, but I think just playing big stuff is the way forward here. Has to be the way forward, and once the balls all die, they get that weapon. But if we have taunts in the way, that's at least helpful, right? Oh, Hysteria. How rude. Although, Reborn really coming in handy here again. There's N'Zoth. Okay, we want card draw here. Yeah, we'll take... Oh, is it Armageddon? No, it's card draw, right? Yeah, it's still card draw. And now we'll see what Vargoth does. So, Behold into armor, okay. And card draw, sure. Thinking about armor, in case they get that weapon and they start swinging face, if they can silence my board. So it's a little bit of a race now. A little bit of a race. They're leaving Vargoth up. They are leaving Vargoth up. Although I don't know if that does much good for me.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Okay. I wish I had a little bit more on this board, to be honest. Just got these two minions. So they have slowed right down here. Their board progression has halted. So when I asked earlier if their deck was viable, I guess this is the answer. It's not. They've slowed right down, and I have all of these resources in hand. And even if they do kill off the 7 boars, behold, into nothing. Even if they do kill off the 7 boars, get the weapon, I have all this armor, I have these taunts on the board, we should be fine, right? We should still be fine. Okay, another Hysteria, sure. Oh, the Greybough Deathrattle doesn't hit anything. Okay. So now we are going to go wide with Hadronox. And this is game over. Lots of damage on this board. How did you get through this? Grave Rune. Wow. Yeah. They needed to have done this like 3 or 4 turns ago, right? This is too late. This is far too late. Wow. Alright, let's look at our final game.
Nature seeks balance in all things.
Now, if you're facing a warrior, this has to be Questline Pirate Warrior. Now, the problem with Pirate Warrior is that they essentially have infinite resources. Once they get the Juggernaut on the board, they're just going to keep generating weapons, they're just going to keep generating pirates, and there's nothing you can really do against that. That, in my opinion, is not how an aggro deck should be designed. I think an aggro deck, as historically in Hearthstone has always been the case, haha, I think an aggro deck should have, you know, a finite number of minions or aggressive tools. And if you can outlast that, then, you know, you've outlasted that aggro deck. But in the case of Questline Pirate Warrior, you'll never outlast them completely because, well, the Juggernaut just keeps generating resources onto the board for them, minions onto the board, weapons that they can use each turn. And I think that's bad design, to be honest. If you are giving Pirate Warrior a questline reward like the Juggernaut, then I really do not think this should be an aggro deck. I think this deck should be slowed right down. But anyway, let us see how we fare against it. This is the real test. Okay? Can we outlast and survive against their aggression? Now you would think with big taunts like this, with big high health minions, that it should be possible. But it is why Oaken Summons is so important. And if you get the Oaken Summons, you're in a pretty good spot, at least in the early to mid game. This 10 health taunt will chew up a few pirates before it dies.
Back to the fight. This is not what we stood for.
And whilst it is doing its job, we are now going to be developing more minions on curve, with Kartuk Defender to come. We have the Winged Guardian after that. Alternatively, the choice of Malfurion, but most importantly, we are then going to head into a big N'Zoth turn, ideally.
Glory! I'm here for the gold!
You love to see the trading. Oh, Hadronox shows up to the party.
Back to the fight!
She heard I was considering N'Zoth and she's thinking, no, 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 you want to play me instead. Of course, you play Hadronox first, get it killed off, and then ideally N'Zoth brings back Hadronox. And there are two naturalizers in this deck. So, one naturalize for your Hadronox, and one naturalize for the Hadronox brought back by N'Zoth. Alternatively, we may want to use the naturalize against the 7/7 that gets played after the quest reward. Okay, there's the captain. So there's a potential naturalized target if we are scared of a 7/7.
Back to the fight!
Couple of choices here in terms of what we can do. I think this is stronger than Malfurion. Malfurion would have put Scarabs on the board. They're 1/5s, they're still pretty weak. I think a 6/8 with Reborn is just a little bit better here.
Set sail! The Juggernaut is under my command!
Now, bit of preemptive trading there. You like to see it.
The circle of life is over.
Now I'm happy to develop Malfurion.
Gotta get through me.
Having said that, developing the Scarabs there, did I really want to do that? Considering I could be looking at Hadronox and Naturalize as a play shortly. Do I want my board to be filled with higher quality minions rather than Scarabs?
Wretched story.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That hit there, but... Okay, so the real test for this deck now is about to begin. The Juggernaut has been played. Can we withstand the aggression from our opponents? That is the question. So, Ziliax, I think, is fine here. Most importantly, we can weave in the Spellstone. And I want to kill the cannon, or the Sky Barge. Oh, God. Another Wrench Caliber. That is really annoying. Please don't tell me we're going to die to bomb damage in this game if they keep getting Wrench Caliber. We've already got a bomb in our deck. Anyway. Next turn. Is it time for N'Zoth, or is it time for Hadronox? This is the question. 2 bombs in our deck now. This board is getting pretty scary.
Load it up.
Oh, Winged Guardian. But it's time for Hadronox. Okay, this is fine. There's only one Scarab on this board. And I'm just going to chill. Just wanting to maintain the Divine Shield on Ziliax, and bloody hell, that's a Gore Howl. Of course they get a Gore Howl. However, they're going to have to work really, really hard to get through this board. And if somehow they break through this board, I've got the follow-up with N'Zoth next turn. Although they're not going to be able to break through this board, are they? Our stats are just way too much here. Reborn, Deathrattle, Divine Shield. This all adds up. This all helps. Ha! That went face. That's hilarious. Could have hit a minion. Could have hit a Divine Shield. No. Went face.
I gotta move.
And the big bonus here is that we've made the Pirate Warrior think. We've had to make them think hard about how they want to trade, where they want to trade. Wow. They even ran out of time for armoring up. Unbelievable. So it turns out we just don't need N'Zoth. Hadronox was enough. And we feel so confident about this game that we're just ignoring their board completely. My initial instinct would have been to trade, right? It would have been to trade into their minions to get a clear board. But we have such a high health total, such a commanding presence on the board, let's get them to do the trading and we can go face. But yes, I had to go against my my natural instincts there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. MartianBuu's Hadronox Taunt Druid. What an absolute joy to play this deck. You've seen in this video that we can win games against the tier 1 meta decks that are out there. You just got to get a little bit lucky. Oaken Summons on 4 helps a lot, and then being able to play large Taunt Deathrattle minions on curve, maybe with the help of a little bit of ramp, is also a big deal. Into a Hadronox or an N'Zoth turn can just give you the board presence that you need to seal out the game. So all in all, a really, really fun deck. There are turns where you'll have to put a little bit of thought into how you want to proceed. You know, do you ramp up? Or do you play a big taunt minion? Or do you armor up? Yeah, there are turns where you will have choices that you need to make. I do like the inclusion of Greybough in this deck. As you saw, we got incredible value from him in one of those earlier games. So for me, my MVP card in the deck is Greybough. Can just be really, really annoying in terms of creating a sticky board state that your opponent is really going to struggle to get through. And also, he's my MVP card because, well, we just don't see him played very often in the meta. So any opportunity to play Greybough is always more than welcome. So, I hope you have all enjoyed watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed the music playing in the background. It is Greybough's theme that is playing. A lovely, haunting theme here. Perfectly fitting, I think, for this deck. So I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun. But until next time, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.